Hey everyone, and welcome back to the NOSR Webs podcast. Don't forget to check out all the awesome offers in the links down below.
Yeah, make sure you do that.
All right, so you know how this works. You guys bring us the info and we'll take a deep dive, pull out the most interesting bits for you.
Exactly. We'll break it all down.
And today we are tackling Ethereum price predictions.
Oh, yeah. One of the big ones.
It's the second biggest crypto after Bitcoin. But will it surge, or are we headed for a slump?
That is the question, isn't it?
It's a big one.
Huge.
So we'll be looking at what the experts think.
We'll break down the technical analysis.
Yeah, and how's Ethereum been performing since that big merge back in 2022?
Oh, yeah, that was a big one.
Right, because let's face it, what happens to Ethereum affects the entire crypto space.
Absolutely. The whole market watches this one.
So where are we starting?
Well, first, let's get a snapshot of where things stand. As of today, January 29th, 2025, Ethereum is trading at around $3,100.36.
Okay.
In the last hour, it saw a tiny increase of 0.44%, and over the past 24 hours, a jump of 1.3%.
Not bad, not bad.
Yeah, slow and steady.
But hang on a sec. Over the past month, we've seen a 66% surge.
Oh, yeah, that's a nice jump.
No, that's what I call a glow up.
Definitely glowing.
What's driving this sudden spike?
That is the question. Let's see what our trusty crystal ball, also known as expert predictions, has to say.
Oh, the crystal ball. I love it.
For the short term, digital coin price is feeling pretty bullish.
Okay.
Predicting a range between $2,670 and $5,990 for 2025.
All right, so.
And if things get really wild, they're even hinting at a potential peak of $6,660.
Whoa. Okay, so those are some serious gains, but we all know predictions are just that, predictions.
That's right. Nothing is guaranteed.
What are other experts saying?
Well, Investing Haven is taking a slightly more cautious approach, suggesting fluctuations between $2,500 and $5,000 this year. They're pointing to the continued rollout of Ethereum 2.0
Okay.
and the booming world of DeFi as major factors.
So it seems like both experts are banking on Ethereum 2.0 and DeFi,
For sure, those are big factors.
but with different levels of optimism.
Yeah, it's interesting to see the different takes.
How should our listener interpret these differences?
Well, it's a great question, and it highlights the importance of looking at the reasoning behind the predictions.
Yeah.
Digital coin price seems to be putting more weight on the potential upside of these developments,
Right.
while Investing Haven is emphasizing the inherent volatility of the crypto market.
Okay, so don't put all your eggs in one basket just yet.
Exactly. Spread that risk.
But we're not just thinking about this year, we're in it for the long haul. What does the future hold for Ethereum beyond 2025?
Well, Coin Price Forecast is painting a pretty rosy picture, projecting Ethereum could reach anywhere between $4,000 and $10,000 by 2030. Again, they're highlighting the same factors: technological advancements and wider market adoption.
Wow, $10,000.
Yeah.
That would be life-changing for a lot of people.
Yeah, that's a big number.
But is that even realistic?
Well, it's definitely a bold prediction. To hit that mark, we'd need to see significant advancements in Ethereum's technology, widespread adoption, and a favorable regulatory environment. It's not impossible, but it's important to understand the potential roadblocks as well.
So a healthy dose of skepticism is always a good thing.
Absolutely, keep those expectations in check.
What are some other long-term predictions?
Well, Crypto Predictions, known for their more conservative approach, estimates a stabilization around $4,500 by 2026.
Okay.
Assuming steady growth in DeFi and a growing interest from institutional investors, that institutional money can really shake things up.
That's true. When those big players start making moves, everyone pays attention. But before we start planning our retirement parties, maybe we should dig a little deeper into the numbers themselves.
Yeah, let's get into the nitty-gritty.
Time for some technical analysis.
All right, let's put on our detective hats and see what the charts are telling us.
Oh, I love this part.
First up, we have the moving averages. The 50-day moving average is currently at $2,900, which is a good sign. It tells us the price is holding strong above this key level, indicating an overall bullish trend.
Okay, so the short-term picture looks positive.
So far, so good.
What about a longer term?
Well, the 200-day moving average is sitting down at $2,500. Think of it as a safety net, a strong support level. If the price dips, this level could prevent a further slide.
Okay, that's reassuring.
Right, we've got some support down there.
But remember, technical analysis isn't foolproof. What other indicators should we be looking at?
Well, the RSI, or Relative Strength Index, can give us some clues about potential price reversals. Right now it's at 65, which is getting a bit close to overbought territory. Basically, if the buying pressure starts to ease up, We could see a short-term correction, a dip before the next climb.
So like a roller coaster, there are going to be ups and downs along the way.
Exactly. Strap in and enjoy the ride.
Speaking of upswings, did you notice that recent surge in trading volume? It seems like a lot of people are suddenly very interested in Ethereum.
Yeah, absolutely. That increased volume suggests heightened interest, which often translates into upward momentum. And if you look at the charts, you'll see a bullish flag pattern forming. It's like a signal flare suggesting a potential breakout above the $3,200 resistance level. If that happens, we could be looking at a target of $3,800.
Okay, so lots of potential for growth,
Yeah, I think they're looking up.
but also some potential for dips.
Well, that's crypto for you.
What should our listener be paying close attention to in terms of these price swings?
Keep a close eye on the key support and resistance levels. We've got strong support at $2,900 and resistance levels at $3,200 and $3,500. What happens if these levels are broken? That's what we need to watch carefully.
It's like a tug of war between the bulls and the bears. Who will win out? To get a better sense of where things might be headed, let's rewind a bit and look at Ethereum's performance since the merge back in September 2022. That was a pretty big deal, right?
Absolutely. The merge was a monumental shift for Ethereum. It marked the transition from a proof-of-work system to a proof-of-stake system. Basically, it made Ethereum more energy efficient and potentially more scalable.
And initially, it seemed like it gave the price a nice little boost.
Yeah, there was definitely some hype around it.
Remember that rally to $4,878?
Yeah, good times.
Good times. But then 2022 brought the crypto winter, and Ethereum took a tumble,
Yeah, that was right.
bottoming out around $1,000. Ouch.
That hurt a lot of portfolios.
That was a rough patch for the entire crypto market. A combination of factors contributed to that downturn: the overall macroeconomic environment, concerns about regulation, and of course the FTX collapse, which sent shockwaves through the entire industry.
Yeah, that was a dark time.
It was definitely a year of reckoning for crypto. But thankfully, 2023 brought some relief. Ethereum started to recover, stabilizing between $1,500 and $2,000. It seems like the merge eventually started to pay off, along with the growing interest in DeFi. But there's a bit of a twist in this recovery story, isn't there?
Yes, there is. While Ethereum has been on an upward trajectory, it's actually been lagging behind Bitcoin. Since the merge, Ethereum has underperformed Bitcoin by a significant 44%.
44%? That's a pretty big gap.
It is a noticeable difference.
Why is Bitcoin outshining Ethereum?
That's a great question, and there are a few possible explanations. One theory is that Bitcoin, with its longer history and larger market cap, is seen as a safe haven asset in times of uncertainty. Another factor could be the declining ETH-BTC ratio, which is currently at 0.04122, the lowest it's been since April 2021. This basically means that investors have been favoring Bitcoin over Ethereum.
So is Ethereum losing its appeal? Are investors jumping ship?
Not necessarily. There are still plenty of reasons to be bullish on Ethereum, but this underperformance does raise some questions about its ability to keep pace with Bitcoin in the long run.
Okay, so some potential concerns there. But we can't ignore that impressive surge in late 2024. What was driving that?
You're right, there are definitely some positive forces at play. One major factor was the influx of institutional interest. Remember those big purchases by firms like BlackRock? They weren't just dipping their toes in the water, they were diving in head first. We also saw record-breaking futures open interest, another sign that institutional money is flowing into Ethereum.
All right, so the big players are starting to take notice. That's definitely a good sign.
Definitely something to watch.
But what about the overall market sentiment? Are people feeling optimistic about Ethereum?
Yes, I'd say so. There's a sense of optimism about potential regulations and how they might provide more clarity and stability to the crypto market. Plus, the macroeconomic conditions seem to be improving, which is always good news for risk assets like cryptocurrencies.
So a combination of factors is contributing to Ethereum's recent success.
It's a confluence of events.
We've got institutional interest, positive market sentiment, and anything else.
Don't forget about the ongoing technological developments. The transition to POS was a major milestone, and the Ethereum developers are constantly working on upgrades to improve scalability and reduce those pesky transaction costs. All of this contributes to investor confidence in Ethereum's long-term potential.
Right. It's all about building a solid foundation for the future. But we can't forget about the exciting stuff happening right now. NFTs and DeFi both seem to be making a comeback, aren't they?
Absolutely. The NFT market is rebounding, and Ethereum is still the dominant platform for DeFi, with over $70 billion locked in various protocols. That's a huge vote of confidence in Ethereum's ability to support these innovative applications.
Wow, this is a lot to take in. We've got expert predictions, technical analysis, a historical overview, and a look at all these different factors influencing Ethereum's price. It's like trying to solve a giant crypto puzzle.
It's definitely a complex landscape.
So much to consider.
But don't worry, we'll break it all down for you. In the next part, we'll dive deeper into those expert predictions and analyze what they mean for you, the investor.
All right, sounds good. We'll be right back after a short break.
Stay tuned. All right, so we've seen those predictions. We've dissected those charts. We've got a grasp on the forces at play.
Yeah, we've laid the groundwork.
But now let's translate all of this into something meaningful for you, the listener.
Yeah, that's the important part, right?
Exactly. After all, we're not just here to throw data around. We want you to walk away feeling empowered to make smart decisions about your crypto investments.
Yeah, give us the knowledge we need to make some money.
Well, knowledge is the first step.
It is.
So let's start with those expert predictions. We've got digital coin price waving their bullish flag, predicting those enticing highs.
They're excited.
They're definitely optimistic. They're focusing on the game-changing potential of Ethereum 2.0, that booming DeFi ecosystem, and the increasing integration of crypto into mainstream finance.
So they're saying, fasten your seatbelts, the future is bright, and Ethereum is leading the charge.
That's the gist of it.
But then we have Investing Haven urging a bit more caution.
Right, a more measured approach.
They're not denying the potential.
Not at all.
But they're reminding us that crypto is a volatile market with inherent fluctuations.
And that's a crucial point. Crypto isn't for the faint of heart.
This is definitely a wild ride.
It's a roller coaster ride full of exhilarating highs, and let's be honest, some pretty gut-wrenching lows.
Oh yeah, tell me about it.
But even amidst that volatility, there are patterns, there are trends that we can analyze to make more informed decisions.
Okay, so that's where our trusty technical indicators come in.
Exactly. Those moving averages, the
Yeah.
RSI, the trading volumes, the chart patterns, they're all like clues, pieces of the puzzle that can help us anticipate potential price movements.
We're playing crypto detective.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
We're crypto detectives.
Love it.
But instead of footprints and fingerprints, we're analyzing support and resistance levels, spotting bullish flags, and watching for those exciting breakouts.
Speaking of breakouts, let's talk about that potential surge above $3,200 we discussed.
Oh, yeah, that key level.
If that happens, it could signal a major shift in momentum, indicating the bulls are truly in control.
It would definitely be a bullish signal.
But remember, we've got that resistance level looming up at $3,500.
Right. Another hurdle to clear.
Ethereum needs to clear that hurdle if it wants to keep climbing higher.
Got to break through that ceiling.
It's like a test, a challenge that will determine the next phase of this price journey.
Every level is a test.
So we've got our technical indicators giving us hints, but we also need to zoom out and consider the bigger picture.
Right. Absolutely. Got to look in the macro environment.
The macroeconomic environment regulations, the overall market sentiment, these all play a role in shaping the crypto landscape.
It's all connected.
Remember those record-breaking futures, open interest figures we mentioned? That's a clear sign that institutional investors are becoming increasingly serious about Ethereum.
Oh yeah, they're putting their money where their mouth is.
They're not just dipping their toes in the water anymore. They're diving in with significant capital.
They're making a splash.
And when those big players make a move, the market tends to follow. It's like a ripple effect, influencing the price action and potentially creating new waves of momentum. But it's not just about the money. It's also about the underlying technology and the constant innovation driving this whole crypto revolution.
Right. The tech is the foundation.
You're spot on. The transition to proof of stake, the development of Ethereum 2.0, the ongoing upgrades and improvements, these all demonstrate that Ethereum is evolving, becoming more efficient, scalable, and secure.
It's a constantly evolving platform.
It's like watching a tech transformation in action. Ethereum is shedding its old skin, emerging as a more powerful and versatile platform capable of supporting an even wider range of applications.
From DeFi to NFTs and beyond.
And let's not forget the human element, the psychological factors that influence market sentiment. Fear and greed, optimism and pessimism. These emotions play a significant role in driving price action.
Oh yeah, the emotional roller coaster of crypto.
It's like a collective mood swing, a wave of euphoria followed by a wave of panic.
It can be a wild ride.
But even amidst that emotional turmoil, there are those who remain calm.
Right. The level-headed investors.
Who focus on the fundamentals.
Exactly.
Who see the long-term potential of Ethereum.
They're the ones who will likely come out on top.
Those are the investors who are most likely to succeed. They understand that crypto is a marathon, not a sprint.
Patience is key.
They're patient, disciplined, and not swayed by the latest hype or FUD.
They stick to their plan.
Right. It's all about doing your research, understanding the risks, and making informed decisions based on your own individual goals and risk tolerance.
Exactly. Know yourself and know your investments.
And that's where we come in.
That's right. We're here to help.
We're here to provide you with the information, insights, and diverse perspectives you need to navigate this complex and ever-changing crypto landscape.
We'll guide you through it.
We're like your crypto Sherpas, guiding you through the treacherous peaks and valleys of the Ethereum market.
We'll help you navigate the terrain.
But ultimately, the decision to climb that mountain is yours.
You're in control.
But before you make that decision, there's one more piece of the puzzle we need to explore Ethereum's dominance in the DeFi and NFT space.
Oh yeah, those are big ones.
Ah, yes. DeFi and NFTs are dynamic duos of the crypto world, constantly shaking things up and changing the game.
They're the disruptors.
And Ethereum is right at the heart of it all.
It's the foundation.
But how does this impact the price of ETH? And what does it mean for investors?
Well, think of it this way. DeFi is already a multi-billion-dollar industry.
Wow.
And NFTs are revolutionizing the way we think about digital ownership and creativity.
Yeah, they're changing the game.
And guess what? Ethereum is the foundation upon which these innovative applications are built.
So as DeFi and NFTs continue to grow the demand for Ether, the fuel that powers the entire ecosystem is likely to increase.
Yeah, that's the basic principle.
Basic economics tells us that if demand goes up and supply remains limited, the price is likely to rise. But is it really that simple?
I wish it were. It would make our jobs a lot easier. There are always other factors at play. The DeFi and NFT markets are still relatively young and have experienced their fair share of ups and downs. Remember the NFT crash of 2022? That was a bit of a wake-up call for many.
Oh yeah, it felt like the whole NFT bubble was about to burst.
It definitely shook things up.
But thankfully it recovered, and the market has been steadily growing since then.
It showed the resilience of the market.
The same goes for DeFi.
Yeah.
Despite some setbacks, it continues to attract significant investment.
There's definitely still a lot of interest.
Exactly. And that resilience speaks volumes about the long-term potential of both sectors. Of course, there are risks and challenges, but the potential rewards are enormous. DeFi has the power to revolutionize the financial industry.
It's a game changer.
Making it more accessible and transparent, while NFTs are changing the way we think about ownership and creativity in the digital age.
It's a whole new world.
So it sounds like the future of DeFi and NFTs is promising.
I'd say so.
At least from what we're seeing right now.
The trends are looking good.
But it's not going to be a smooth ride, right?
Definitely not expect some bumps along the way.
What are some of the challenges that Ethereum might face as DeFi and NFTs continue to evolve?
Well, competition is certainly heating up. Other blockchains are emerging, vying for a piece of the DeFi and NFT pie. Ethereum will need to continue innovating and improving its technology to stay ahead of the curve.
Okay, so they can't just rest on their laurels.
Right, they need to keep pushing forward.
Scalability is a big one.
Definitely a key challenge.
Ensuring the network can handle a growing number of transactions without those pesky high gas fees.
Gotta keep those fees low.
So it's not a guaranteed win for Ethereum. But what makes you think they can handle the competition and overcome these challenges?
Well, Ethereum has a few key advantages that shouldn't be underestimated. First, it has a massive and passionate developer community constantly working on new applications and improvements. Second, it has a proven track record of innovation. Ethereum has been around for a while, and it's weathered its fair share of storms. And finally, it has a robust ecosystem of applications and partners, creating a network effect that's hard to beat.
So they've got the experience, the community, and the network effects.
They're well positioned.
But what does all of this mean for the average investor who's trying to make sense of Ethereum's price predictions? Should they be buying ETH?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It is.
And unfortunately, there's no easy answer. It depends on your individual circumstances, risk tolerance, and investment goals. What I can say is that Ethereum is a fascinating project with enormous potential. It's at the forefront of the blockchain revolution and is playing a key role in shaping the future of finance and digital ownership.
So it's definitely worth keeping a close eye on.
Absolutely, keep it on your radar.
Doing your research and understanding the risks before making any investment decisions.
Do your due diligence.
Well said. And on that note, I think it's time to move on to the final part of our deep dive, where we'll delve deeper into the specific predictions for Ethereum's price and explore what they might mean for you, the investor.
Sounds good. Let's get to it.
Okay, so let's talk about these predictions for ETH. What are these experts actually saying about where the price is headed?
All right, well, let's start with the short-term outlook. Digital coin price is pretty bullish. Remember, they're seeing a potential range of $2,670 to $5,990 for 2025.
Yeah, those are some big swings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they're leaning towards the upside. They believe Ethereum 2.0 and DeFi will continue to drive growth and attract new investors. And if things really heat up, they're even suggesting a possible peak of $6,660.
Wow, that's a lot of potential upside. But what about Investing Haven? They were a bit more cautious, weren't they?
Yeah, they're predicting fluctuations between $2,500 and $5,000 this year. So they're acknowledging the volatility, but they're still seeing potential for gains. They're highlighting the continued development of Ethereum 2.0 and the growing adoption of DeFi as key factors.
So both are bullish, just to different degrees.
Exactly, different levels of optimism.
Okay, so what about the long-term predictions?
Yeah.
What's the outlook for ETH beyond 2025?
Well, Coin Price Forecast is painting a very rosy picture for the long term. They're projecting that Ethereum could reach anywhere between $4,000 and $10,000 by 2030.
Wow, $10,000. It's a pretty bold prediction.
It is, but they believe that technological advancements, wider market adoption, and a favorable regulatory environment could push ETH to those heights.
Okay, so a lot has to go right for that to happen.
Definitely a lot of stars need to align, but it's not entirely out of the realm of possibility.
Right. And what about crypto predictions? What's their long-term outlook?
Well, they're a bit more conservative, as we mentioned earlier. They're estimating that ETH will stabilize around $4,500 by 2026, assuming steady growth in DeFi and increasing interest from institutional investors.
Okay, so not quite as bullish as Coin Price Forecast, but still a decent return.
Yeah, a solid long-term outlook.
So it seems like there's a general consensus that ETH is headed the right direction.
Overall, yes, most experts are bullish on Ethereum's long-term prospects, but as we've discussed, there are risks and challenges to consider.
Right, crypto is never a sure thing.
Exactly, it's a volatile market and things can change quickly, but Ethereum has a lot going for it. A strong developer community, ongoing innovation, a growing ecosystem, and increasing institutional interest.
So it's a matter of weighing the risks and potential rewards.
Exactly, and making sure you're comfortable with your investment decisions.
Well said. So what are some key takeaways for our listeners? What should they be thinking about as they consider investing in ETH?
All right, well, first of all, do your research. Don't just jump in blindly because you hear someone on a podcast talking about it. Understand the technology, the market, the risks, and the potential rewards.
Right. Knowledge is power.
Absolutely. And second, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Diversify your portfolio and don't invest more than you can afford to lose.
Sage advice, always diversify.
And finally, remember that crypto is a long game. Don't expect to get rich quick. Be patient, stay informed, and keep learning.
Yeah, it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Exactly. Pace yourself and enjoy the journey.
Awesome advice. Well, I think that's about all the time we have for today's deep dive into Ethereum price predictions.
Yeah, we've covered a lot of ground.
We explored the current state of the market, the latest expert predictions, the key technical indicators, and the potential impact of DeFi and NFTs.
It's been a comprehensive overview.
And we hope you found it informative and helpful as you navigate the exciting but often unpredictable world of crypto.
Absolutely. Our goal is to empower you with knowledge.
A huge thank you to you, our expert, for sharing your insights and expertise with us today.
The pleasure was all mine.
And to all of our amazing listeners out there, thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to check out those incredible offers waiting for you in the links below. And until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and happy investing.
Cheers.